Good morning, everyone. I'm Nikki Stanzione.
And I'm Kristen Van Dyke.
And this is New Mexico Style. Welcome to Thursday.
Thursday, almost Friday.
We're almost there. Oh, and today, if you've ever been on the show, a lot of people that watch the show have been to our station and probably met Sally, who works on our show. We want to wish her a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Sally.
Happy birthday, Sal.
It's also a big day for another friend of the show, Juliana and Bill Rancic. You probably have watched Juliana on E! News and also on Fashion Police. We've interviewed both of them several times. They've been struggling to have a child. They finally got a surrogate, and their baby was born. And so a little boy, Edward. Yeah, so congratulations to them as well. Good, happy news.
Yes, I like it. I like happy news days.
Yeah, happy occasions, happy news. That's a good thing. And you know, not really happy with what's gone on with the hurricane. I know that there wasn't as much devastation as we saw, obviously, with prior hurricanes in that region, but flooding, horrible, right?
The flooding is really bad. It's just been such a slow mover, so it's just dumping rain. Some places have picked up 20 inches or more. Gosh. So, I mean, that's more than twice what we get in a year here.
Unbelievable.
It's crazy.
And we could use it. I'm really getting over this heat.
We need the rain, and we're not going to see it anytime soon. So.
Well, the station has been rained down by several people flooding us with a desire to become the next face of Fox. But the search is actually winding down. The top 20 have been selected.
Yeah, more than 100 hopefuls submitted a video or showed up at the live auditions at Coronado Center.
And we'll be revealing the top 20 candidates during today and tomorrow's show. And then our reigning face of Fox, Elias Gallegos, and I will actually interview the top 10 Monday for our Labor Day special. So that'll be a special episode.
Right, yeah, there have been a lot of folks showing interest and coming out, so definitely pay attention and keep a close eye because the voting, we got to get that going at some point.
Well, we've got the top 20, so we'll be narrowing down that 20 to 10 before we get to Monday. So, yes, so it'll be interesting. You don't want to miss it.
Yep.
Don't sleep in on Labor Day or DVR. Now, we've got breaking news to tell you as well. This I thought was so interesting. Albuquerque drivers need to go back to driver's ed.
You didn't need to tell me that.
I know. I don't
One of them, I will admit.
Me too. When it comes to safe driving, Allstate's America's Best Drivers Report ranks the Duke City 100th in the country. Ugh. The report says Albuquerque drivers average an accident every 9 years? Every 9 years? I would think it's more than that.
9 months.
Yeah. 9 minutes.
Hey, 9 days. I know it was, I've had an accident twice in 2 months.
Oh,
well,
God,
it was
Kristen.
Just me hitting stationary objects. So nobody else was involved. It's a good side to it. Okay. Allstate says the most dangerous drivers can be found in Washington, D.C., while the safest are in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Hey, listen, I'd still rather live where the drivers aren't as safe than live in South Dakota. That's just my opinion. I'm sorry, South Dakotans. Is that what they are? South Dakotans? Dakotans? Thank you, Liz. It's South Dakotans. Okay, so I'd still rather be an Albuquerquean. I don't know. Do you find that the drivers are different here than other places you've lived?
I do. You know, here's the thing. Like back home, this is what drives me crazy.
Yeah.
And it's happened to me once in New Mexico when I looked at the license plate. It's when people drive slow in the left lane. The left lane's a passing lane, you know? So whenever somebody like slows down and like, so both lanes are blocked, you know? You can't go anywhere. And you see this huge gap, like, why are you driving slow in the left lane? That's the passing lane.
Yes.
Well, in North Carolina, North Carolinians are notorious for driving slow in the left lane. Always. Every time in South Carolina.
Really?
It was always a North Carolina driver. North Carolina driver. So it happened to me in New Mexico, and I was like, I looked down. I really wanted to take a picture if I could. It was a North Carolina license plate.
It was?
Are you kidding me? Like, North Carolina got me all the way out here in New Mexico.
You know what the New Yorkers would do? They would just drive right through your car and go right past you somehow. Crash or no crash. Let's check in with Crash Anchor, the News 13 anchor, Elizabeth Alvarez. What's up, Elizabeth Crash Alvarez?
Oh, yeah. You know, I can't believe I'm going to tell you this. But
Tell me.
True story. A week after I moved here, I totaled my car.
Oh, no.
My fault, too.
But thank God you were okay.
Yeah, thank goodness no one was hurt. It was just me, but I just missed a stop sign. I know, I missed a stop sign. New to a street looking for a gas station. Thank God, wasn't on the phone or anything like that.
Well, if you see anybody behind you in the rearview mirror going like this, it's me. Because that's me.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm crazy.
I know it. I know it. That was pretty interesting, that little study there.
We're glad you're safe. We're glad you're safe.
Okay, thank you. Good morning to you at home on this Thursday morning. Let's begin talking some politics. Governor Susana Martinez took center stage last night at the Republican National Convention, and many say her primetime speech was a hit and has Republicans all over the country fired up. Here's News 13's Katie Kim.
From the state of New Mexico, the first Hispanic female governor in the history of the United States.
It is her biggest debut yet.
On behalf of the great state of New Mexico,
Governor Susana Martinez on the national stage addressing not just New Mexicans, but millions of Americans at the Republican National Convention in Tampa. Martinez used her 10 minutes to share her story, from her El Paso days of working late as a teen as a security guard at her parents' small business.
I carried a Smith & Wesson 357 Magnum. Yes, that gun weighed more than I did.
To standing up for abused kids as a prosecutor in Las Cruces, to being elected the nation's first Latina governor.
This is America. Y en América, todo es posible.
For a party trying to court Hispanic and female voters, the choice in Governor Martinez is obvious. And Martinez knew she had a job to do. She used her primetime gig to compare her record in New Mexico to President Barack Obama's.
But we came together in a bipartisan manner and turned that deficit into a surplus. And we did it without raising taxes. But that's not the kind of leadership that we're seeing from President Obama.
Martinez admitted that she and GOP nominee Mitt Romney are different.
Different starts in life, different paths to leadership, different cultures.
But she says Romney is the only candidate to protect the American dream.
One leader who will fight hard to keep the promise of America for the next generation. And that's why we must stand up and make Mitt Romney the next president of the United States.
Katie Kim, KRQE News 13.
And it's certainly no secret that Republicans picked Governor Martinez to try and reach out to Hispanic and female voters. But a lot of them say that the governor doesn't speak for them. A group called Women for Obama rallied in response to the governor's speech last night, saying that supporting Mitt Romney and other Republicans means preventative health care for women will get only more expensive. Other groups say that the governor wanting to repeal the law that gives driver's licenses to illegal immigrants is an attack on the Latino community. Mitt Romney will accept his nomination as presidential pick for the Republican Party tonight, and as he does, some New Mexicans here will be speaking out against him. Local advocates, seniors, and families will gather at Comanche and Vassar to express their disapproval of Romney's economic plan for the country. They claim the GOP nominee is, quote, bad for our health and plan to quarantine his office that's located right here in Albuquerque. Today, that starts at 10 a.m., just in a couple hours. All right, there is a very good chance here in talking a little bit about local news that you will be able to vote on paying for the I-25 interchange project over at the Paseo area this November. Yesterday, Attorney General Gary King said the issue can go on the ballot as long as the city drops its rules, saying voters have to show their IDs at the polls. You see, voters in Albuquerque have to show their IDs before they vote. Most others do not. The City Council can vote to approve the money without a public vote next month, something Mayor R.J. Berry wants but doesn't think will happen.
I support getting the project done. It's long overdue. We've got a game plan and a path forward on that. I certainly support the 7 votes. Just to step up and show the leadership to get this thing done. It's short of that, if it has to go on the November 6th ballot, and that's the way that it goes on, and it's a one-time situation, that is something that I would not veto.
The council will vote on the Paseo project next week. We'll let you know what happens. And lastly, another day, another set of problems for Lobo football coach Bob Davie. 2 more players have been suspended from the team. Rod Davis and Fatu Ulali are suspended for something that the coach says they did last season. He says the 2 used the university's FedEx account to ship some of their personal stuff home, and that is against the NCAA rules. Now Davis is suspended for 2 games, Ulali for 4.
When I came into this, my eyes were wide open. That's not just at the University of New Mexico. That's any place a new head coach comes in. A new head coach comes in for a reason. In fact, I went through the whole spring where I said to our staff every day, I was surprised that there weren't really more issues.
Coach Davie also suspended 2 other players earlier this week after they were arrested last weekend. And on a different note, Coach Davie says that he's trying to get more people into the stands. But as of yesterday, UNM has only sold about 18,000 tickets for Saturday's game against Southern. And that does it for your morning headlines. Be sure to catch Matt, Kristen, and myself on KRQE News 13 every weekday morning beginning at 4:30 a.m. Nikki, Kristen, back to you.
Thanks, Elizabeth. You know, I watch the convention. Of course, I try to stay up on everything, no matter whether you're a Democrat or Republican. It doesn't really matter what your choices are. But I will say, I thought it was really interesting that our governor did such a great job.
She did a wonderful job.
Yeah, spoke really well on behalf of the state. And they were calling her on CBS this morning. They were calling her the breakout star of the political world.
So cool.
It's a big deal.
She was just so warm and friendly. You know, I was proud that she was representing us.
I felt the same way, yeah. And she was talking a lot about little girls looking up to her and setting a great example for hope and the American dream. Really nice. Okay, so the American dream also includes being a billionaire. I want to be a billionaire. Billionaire Richard Branson actually wants to blast wealthy tourists into orbit from Spaceport America. And if you have enough frequent flyer miles on his airline, guess what? You can get a free trip.
Virgin Airlines announced that whoever gets the most frequent flyer miles on the company's airlines in the next year will get a free flight to space on Virgin Galactic.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Now, tickets are going for $200,000, so far more than 500 people have signed up to be among the first space tourists.
I bet you'd have to travel every single day to
Every
rack
day.
up the most points. So, that
Oh
would
my
be so
gosh.
much traveling.
Would you want to go to space? You would, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would.
I think I'd be
I would.
afraid, but it sounds amazing. What a wonderful
yeah.
opportunity.
It is. You
Love
know,
that.
I would totally do it. It's just too expensive.
It's a little expensive. Rack up the points, though. Okay, now 2 Albuquerque elementary students are now superheroes. Listen to this. Marvel Comics made superhero sketches of 2 kids at Tierra Antigua Elementary School who get their superpowers from their hearing aids. CJ, who's in 3rd grade, and Daxton, who is in 2nd.
Yeah, their teacher got in touch with Marvel after hearing about the Blue Ear superhero they created for another hearing impaired child, and you can see it right there. That is so cool.
I
Can you
love it.
imagine having your own comic character
Oh.
superhero?
Amazing. And you know, and it shows you that sometimes when you go through life with some limitations, it could actually end up becoming something that works in your favor, and you know, you can find the benefit and you know, feel like a superhero. I think that's so cool. I love that story. Love, love, love. Okay. Now, we love superheroes. We love people who set great examples, and here's a perfect example of one of them. Yesterday, we talked to 4-time PGA Tour winner Nota Begay, who of course is from New Mexico. We talked to him about the MB3 Challenge, which raises money for health and wellness programs in the Native American community. Now, Tiger Woods and Ricky Fowler were among the players in the challenge hosted by Begay yesterday in New York.
Yeah, the winning team shared $450,000, and Tiger presented Nota a check for $500,000 for his foundation.
Isn't that good news?
Great news.
Because he was talking yesterday just about how important this is to him, and you know, he wants to be able to always, you know, do what he loves, but to be able to raise money for the kids. And oh my gosh, what a wonderful, wonderful turnout it turned out to be. $500,000. Good for you, Nota Begay. And you know, when he's in town, he likes to be on our show, and he said he will come back the next time he's in town again.
Awesome.
Yeah, you'll have to go for a putting lesson with him. I did, and it was certainly fun.
That'd be scary.
It was fun, and
work for him.
he was very, very patient, because I'm not very good at all.
I would need the patience.
He's a good guy. Now, here's another interesting thing to talk about. The number of people using Facebook is rapidly increasing. I think most of us know that, and that's increasing. We're talking among all the age groups. But there are not many Facebook users who were actually alive during World War I.
That is true. At 101 years old, Florence Detler is Facebook's oldest registered user out of nearly 1 billion users. Florence got on Facebook 2 years ago after taking a class at a local community center.
She just took class 2 years ago. God bless this woman. The attention she got for being the oldest user landed her a VIP tour of Facebook's company headquarters. She got to meet the founder and CEO himself, Mark Zuckerberg, and she now has over 1,000 Facebook friends.
That is so cool.
Oh, Florence.
I would love to talk to her
Right?
and just hear her thoughts on where we are now compared to where we were when she was coming up.
On social media, like who would have thought? Who would have thought? I mean, I even remember when I was a kid, even computers were a big deal, so let alone communicating this way.
And good for her for understanding it too. My mom, I know, has trouble with Facebook sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, I mean, I think it's amazing.
It's a
Good for her.
wonderful story, and
Yeah.
it's a great story of hope that, you know, it doesn't matter how old you are, you can always go back to school.
Right.
God bless her for that, too.